what is it? The flight attendant. Any chance of the flight attendant in the building tonight? Any chance at all? Okay, good. Stewardess then. So that whole political correctness thing is just driving me crazy, right? Some of it's just getting way out of hand. Some of it's fine, some of it's just not, right? I mean, simple things are now complex. You don't even know what things are anymore. Christmas time, I'm down in a mall, giant sign says mattress liquidation. Mattress, what is that? Remember, there were simpler days when that would have just read wetting the bed, plain and simple, right? Not everybody knew what it meant, right? But someone got offended along the way and needed to change it up, right? It's like, hey, Jimmy, don't you let those kids bug you about being a bedwetter. You just tell them you're a mattress liquidator, right? That's gonna stop the beatings right there, eh? So I hand my boarding pass to the stewardess, and she gives me back that fake greeting. You know, the one who goes, hello, welcome, blah, 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 right? You know what? That's how fake it was. She looked at me and said, blah, blah, blah. But I'm used to it by now. It was Air Canada. So I grab my boarding pass back and I turn and I immediately enter into the all too familiar March of the Penguins. You know what I'm talking about? Going down that middle aisle, anyone who's flown, right? I mean, it's humiliating. It really is. And I don't care who you are. You could have a $1,000 suit on and be carrying designer bags. You come strutting down that walkway, the moment you enter that aisle, right? It's just flat out embarrassing. You look like a fool, right? And before I can get into full waddle, I do this face plant into the guy in front of me. So I look out to see what's caused this sudden stoppage, and 3/4 of the way down the plane, there's this little lady, dazed look on her face, looking down at her boarding pass, and up at the numbers, and down at the boarding pass, and up at the numbers. And I'm like, okay, you know what, this is a fair problem, right? She's having a problem between two rows, right? Can't figure out which one is hers. And I'm always double checking my rows, right? So that's an absolutely reasonable problem to be having. But then she turned and started to come back. Right? And it became painfully obvious that this lady was not having a problem between two rows. She had overshot her row. Which of course now leaves this entire row of penguins to wait for Happy Feet over here to find her chair, right? Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. You know? I was not in a dancing mood, okay? But I was willing to chalk that up as reasonable as well, right? Because, I've been on the highway and missed my exit. It came up too fast. Maybe she got on the plane and thought it was, longer than it was. I don't know what the problem was. I guess that's reasonable too. But then the most astounding thing happened. She kept coming and coming and coming until she was 2 people away from me. Ladies and gentlemen, she started this journey 3/4 of the way down the plane. Finally, this gentleman stopped her, and she's so lucky it wasn't me. Because he said with such great compassion, "Excuse me, ma'am, what seat are you looking for?" And she said this, no word of a lie, it's an absolutely true story. She said, 1D. 1D. How's that even possible? How do you miss row 1? How do you miss row 1 by 3/4 of the plane? I mean, it baffles the mind, right? So at that moment, the cynicism that I have for the intelligence of mankind just begins to erupt to the surface. And at the moment I'm about to lash out at her for being an idiot, or Calgary itself, which is a whole other story, I hear the voice of my wife in my head. And she says this, "Sweet mole." That's what she calls me. Because I got this giant mole. It's right here. It's big. Okay, fair enough. Another night. All right. It's okay. So she says, "Sweet mole, give her the benefit of the doubt." And I hate when she says that, right? Especially when she says it in my head. That's not her space, right? And so I'm trying, though. I really am trying to be more positive about people, right? So with everything in me, I lift the blame for the situation off of the little lady, and you got to put it somewhere. Okay? So I did what everyone else does, and I dumped it on the airline. Okay? And in hindsight, absolutely the right decision to make. Turns out, this lady wasn't an idiot after all. She was a victim of what I call bad signage. I mean, sure, the airline's got all those numbers neatly lined up all the way down the plane. But do you realize that there is no sign anywhere in the airplane or in the airport itself that specifically says that those numbers are going to be in numerical order?